I'm still working on the light, y'all. Hey, sure to tune in. We're gonna be talking about some good stuff today. I'm not upset, but I think I might be going in tonight. Or this morning. All right. So, sure to tune in. Nyame Journey, Daily Toast discussion. Let's get it. Wow. Look at that. Sit up there cutting up fruit. See, that's why I gotta use the frozen fruit. Alright, so on this fast for the day, I'll break it right probably after the show. I'm gonna have to thin this out because it's a little bit too thick. But anyway, had to thin it out a little bit. Still thick, man. But here's what it is. Alright, so we on the day of, oh, my fault, great Kujichagulia family. For those that don't know, that's self-determination, justice, meiotic principle, correspondence, hermetic law, Kwabna Abana, male born on this day, Kwabna, female born on this day, Abana. Cursa in Willow, self-respect, respect for others, generosity and beneficence for a Khan, Farabella, calmness. Now we covered that a little bit earlier, right? But I want to get back into the principle just for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Because we started off when we started this whole daily toast thing, this whole daily toast discussion, right? We started this earlier this year, right? Because we are on about 200 sessions just doing the toast, right? So we have to go back every now and then and remind ourselves about why we're doing this. Now, self-determination is one of my favorite principles. It's always been one of my favorite principles because it's about defining yourself for yourself, right? Defining ourselves for ourselves. And I'm starting to be, not even starting, I've been concerned about how a lot of us are defining ourselves, right? Because it's a double-edged sword. Because a lot of us are defining ourselves through our drama, through our tragedies, which can be good, right? Which can be good because some people grow. It's called like post-traumatic growth. A lot of us, after we go through some trauma, we grow, right? And we become better. You know what I'm saying? That's that hero's journey. Boom, we go inside, right? We bring something out from the trauma. We transform the trauma. But other of us who can't quite transform it, who can't quite ask for help, we become demons and we prey on our own. Right? Not saying necessarily that it's you. Right? But we have to be very careful who we let around our young people, especially our kids. I mean, we need to just be all the way real. We need to be careful about what we allow them to witness. We need to be very careful, man. And we need to be careful about what we allow to happen in our lives, family. Because the very things that we're doing, our children imitate. Right? So, I know y'all like, brother, how many times you gonna blend that? How many times you gonna blend that, right? But the point is, family, listen. We have predators in our midst. Predators, whether they're predating, whether they are attacking our young, or attacking our women, or attacking our young men, our old men, abusing. I mean, it's a lot of shit that we are allowing to take place within our community that is defining future generations. Elder abuse, spousal abuse, domestic violence, child rape, shit like that, that we really need to start addressing in our community. We really need to start talking about this, because in a lot of our families, some of this shit is just normal, right? And we need to kind of, rein some of that, not even kind of, we need to rein that shit in, right? It's because it is destroying our kids. They're taking on this trauma. Because y'all already know, I'm all about trauma. I'm all about exposing people to trauma, but it's certain types of trauma that we need to be introducing our children to. Some trauma does not need to be allowed. Some shit just can't be forgiven. And I know some of y'all that's gonna rub some of y'all the wrong way. Right? But if we are talking about moving into a positive, a strong, a productive future, it's just some shit that we cannot allow. Period. You see, and because it's because of our allowance of it. It's because of our making excuses for it. Right? It's because of our acceptance of it. I mean, we don't want to say it, but we accept this shit. Right? All of us have little dark things in our groups, right? That we overlook. I ain't gonna even say all of us. I'm just say, some of us we do, right? Because I know there's some shit going on, right? Right? Because, like, for example, domestic violence. Right? Domestic violence. You got a person who called himself a man. He's a man, obviously stronger than his mate, knocking the shit out of her on a regular basis. This motherfucker's your boy. Right? You chilling with him, or he your brother. And you know what he doing. And you like, I'm not gonna interfere. And hey, I understand, right? I understand, right? But you got to understand what's being allowed to happen in front of, especially if there's children involved, especially if you have children involved. Because listen, one thing I'm learning, our children see everything, even though we think we're keeping it from them. Like, one of the reasons I really struggle with tobacco, right? Because I don't smoke in the house, don't smoke down in the basement. You know, I go out into my car and smoke. I don't smoke around my kids, or I didn't smoke around my kids. One of the reasons I really wanted to stop it was because even though my kids didn't see me smoking, right, they knew I was smoking. So they would try to imitate that, just like they get up here and imitate me toasting. Oh, she, oh, she. You know, they imitating other things I do too. So our children see everything, right? And what we allow them to take on to their hard drive, right, will affect future generations. And there's certain shit that we need to end with our generation family. There's certain allowances that we need to end with our generation family. Some shit that we can't allow to be moved forward past our generation family. Right? Because some of y'all, because some of us we do it. Some of us we move away from certain family members. Some of us we separate ourselves from certain fuckery that was prevalent. You know what I'm saying? So we just move away. Right? Sorry to keep cutting in and out, family. This smoothie is not as smooth. You know what I'm saying? So I keep trying to grind it down, pour more water and then grind it down. All right. So a certain thing that we have to kind of realize. For example, a lot of parents don't really even understand. A lot of those don't understand that when it comes to our children, right? They look at us as like gods. They look, really, little kids, baby, especially, it's like you provide them with everything. You know, every whim is they pulling on you. This is why they constantly call you. This is why, you know what I'm saying? And you are a representative of a higher power to your children, right? And a lot of us don't really we don't want to accept that. You know, we turn it over and we take them to church and stuff like that. But really, when it comes down to it, the major player in their life that they see turning everything over for them, making things happen for them, making sure that they eat, is you, right? You know, so you can give them the myths, you can give them the fables, you can give them the religion, and eventually you can go on and program them to transfer that belief to that thing. But the ultimate model for them of how the universe responds to them, of how things happen for them, or how they should act, is you. You, family. Right? And some of the stuff that our children are seeing is not good. Because like when we look at self-determination, boom, defining ourselves for ourselves, right? As a people, we need to go on and start really working on those self-definitions and really start defining ourselves, right? And redefining our families. If it's not where we want it, or if it's not where we need it to be, we need to start working on getting it there, right? We need to really start redefining who and what we are, right? Like, for example, 21 Day in Kujichagulia Challenge, first thing I tried to master was the diet piece and working on it a little bit. Then the next 21 days, I mastered the tobacco, right? This 21 days, I'm mastering the money. So now I'm looking at where I'm putting the money because my kids are watching. They're watching me waste money. They're watching me struggle with this habit. They're watching what I eat. You know what I'm saying? They might not get it right now, right? But one day they're going to realize, especially if I'm doing the right thing, one day they're going to realize, oh, my dad used to do this. You know what I'm saying? Or my mom used to do this. Or my uncle used to do this. Or my aunt used to do this. So we want to make sure that when they start to find in their life, they have a good template to come from. You're the template, right? Justice. I mean, it's self-determination and it's justice, right? Justice. What is it, right? Are you acting just? Are you showing and demonstrating justice? Justice is not just a noun. It's a verb. Are you living just? Are you providing justice? Are you doing that? Are they able to see this coming from you? As above, so below. We already kind of talked about that because your children are, in a sense, you are the above, they are the below. You know what I'm saying? What they see you do, they're gonna try to reflect in their life. So I mean, we could go all the way through all these principles, and and get an understanding of why it's important for us to be moving in the direction we're moving in. We want a better future for our children. We want a better future for our children. So it's some stuff that we got to conquer. It's some stuff that we have to eliminate. Some stuff we have to stand up against, right? And then what many of us we're going to start finding out is that we're not alone, right? Because there's so many people who have been tormented, right? By motherfuckers in their family who are sick, right? And you put up with them because they family. But I'm just saying, I mean, because this is why you have to form tribes, right? So that you can start putting yourself around healthy people and start moving away from those who have some of the diseases, some of the viruses of this Western civilization, and they just causing destruction and reaping the havoc in your life and their personal life. Right? They're not able to grasp the principles that you may be trying to live. They're not able to grasp the lifestyle that you're trying to grasp. But in the wake of them, in them not even trying to do anything right, they're destroying you and they're destroying your children, and that it has to stop. In this generation, it has to stop. It has to, right? I mean, because we could scream about everybody else, but until we start doing the internal work, right? We always going to have problems, family. And I'm not saying stop loving. Never that. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm going on my rants about West Asians, I'm not talking about... See, because we get it mixed up, right? We think love is just, oh, I love you. No, that's not love. Love is sometimes checking. Dude, sometimes love is removing something from the situation and allowing it to miss and allowing it to come back, or sometimes just totally removing it. Sometimes just totally removing it from the whole goddamn situation. You know what I'm saying? We have to be clear on it, and we have to really start defining some of these terms that we use. But yo, family, this is Brother Atim. I want to thank you for joining me for the discussion. If you got some comments, leave them down below. Go to JammyJourney.com. Go to Jammy Journey on Facebook. You leave your comments. Thank you. All right, and I know it's kind of thick. It's supposed to be fast, and these days be sneaking up on me. But hey, I am a Kujichagulia baby, and I salute all those Kujichagulia babies, right? I am Kwabena. All right, peace. Thank you for watching the video. I want you to subscribe. Click the bird right there. fiery bird. And I also have a special video just for you, right there. And for those that want more information about Nyame Journey, go to our site. It should be right about there.